I'm live. I'm Dr. Mia Luth, and I'm kind of time crunching a lot of things. So, past few days over the week, I've been doing longer because I need some more footage to see about cutting and editing, and some days are better than others. So, I do this a little bit off the cuff, but there's plenty of reasons. Some of it is I know the microphone that I have is I'm gonna need to get a mic. Um, I had one, but this particular laptop does have one situation, so I have to get a USB mic, and I will do that. But for now, yes, I know I need to speak up because I will, re-listen to some or rewatch or look for certain things. So obviously, I need to speak up. Um, let's just say I I do write down some things that kind of to remind myself what to say. And I know I went through budgeting. Um, there are simple tricks that can help you understand what kind of value you're getting like at grocery stores and places like Walmart and other things. So just as a reminder, always look at the unit price. And if you can afford a little more, but whatever's in your budget that way. Um, in terms of what I do, Etsy, uh, I my Etsy is just something. It's so I have manual dexterity challenges kind of, and I just kind of needed to express some creativity too at home. So I started recycling some things and making some things and doing some things. So I sell them on Etsy. And one of the things I sell is like a 10-piece sort of fun mystery jewelry bag. And so this is an example of something that I got out of um, a big pile of metal because that's how some of it comes to. It's just a big mess. Um, and what I try to do, there's some things I can do. I'm not a jeweler, but I have, I can make some simple fixes, clasps, some certain things I've discovered, certain kind of glue, even though claims can bond with metal. Haven't had that experience. So I've learned on the way with that one. It doesn't seem to be the case. But I try everything to just keep the original piece. So in this case, this one's easy because there's two places where it's not connected. But that's very simple. And a metallic adhesive glue will do the trick. Um, but I wipe every piece. So if there's, dust, dirt, smoke, finger, gook, at least it's that clean. Um, so every single piece I check. Uh, there are times when sometimes glue will still come undone if a package is left in the heat. There are times when sometimes what I thought was fixed didn't quite take because, um, like I said, I found out there was a glue that didn't work. But any time that anybody buys anything from me and it's an issue, they can just email me and I'll get them straightened out. You know, sometimes stuff will happen in shipping and I get that. But that's what I do. So those things that are fixable and that's easy. I try and keep everything its original piece. But I can't always do that because some of it's just not structurally sound anymore. And there wouldn't be much I could do, even if I, got out soldering, it just wouldn't. Um, so I use those parts and pieces to make other things. So there's some recycled stuff on little mini wish boxes, chests that I've been making. I try to reuse everything I can. These earrings, but um, they're the way that the hole was made was a little off. So one of these sides doesn't hold a earring post as well, this style. So instead, they're just gonna end up being a necklace. Um, or yeah, something like that on a necklace. So that's what I do. So I've got tons and tons and tons. But I don't get a lot of total gold and silver. And occasionally I'll get something. I have to look up the maker's marks, but for the most part, some of it's just really neat. Uh, and I try and filter out what might be for, tweens. Um, but I do know how to test pearls. That one's easy. How cold they are, the tooth test, how close they are together. If they're just too smooth and round, usually they're manufactured. Their weight. Um, but there's not a lot of like precious anything. And if I find anything that's kind of like that, there are people who I ask for that kind of stuff. So I'll contact I contact people privately. It goes quickly. I never get anything that's totally really worth a lot. But that's what I do from home. So it's like occupational therapy. And my medication alarm is going off. So but people who have pets, there's a few things that might be helpful that sometimes you can get for free. And I'm not really sure, but I know you can also purchase them. But decals that you can stick, it's for the fire department. Okay. If you have pets in your house, um, there are these window decals, that clingies that you can get. And if you put them around your house and various windows and doors, right, the fire department or anyone else who happens to see one then knows like there's two cats in there. You see what I'm saying? Or there's right, and but they also know what they're looking for. Understand? So yes, calico cat. Okay, we found a calico. Right. See? So you know, putting something, those things. Sometimes you can get them for free. I know you can also purchase them um, online on Pet Smart Pet. You can probably get it in any of the pet stores. Um, it's a really good idea to have so that in case of emergency, people know that there's animals that need to be at least tried. You know, um, so that's something really simple can give some people peace of mind that they're alerting anybody in case of emergency that there's other life inside, and maybe they dog, cat, whatever. But also it helps. any emergency crew. I mean, if there's like a dog might bite, it, they just need to be careful. You understand? But of course, might, because dogs get scared, get all snippy. Um, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they're just like, help! I don't care whoever you are, get me out of here. It's hot. Um, so those are things that little things that people can do here and there to help everybody. I mean, we pray there's no emergency, but on the other hand, mhm, so I know the furry family, or the scaly family, or the feathery family, or something. That's just something that can be done easily, and it can be helpful. Or neighbors or anyone, yeah, they will at least know to look or try if they can. So um, that's that can help a lot of people. Just one little simple thing. Um, that's just something I want to mention. There are that just something I want to mention. It's more of a peace of mind thing, but it isn't anything really expensive or difficult or high tech or any other kind of just regular old window clean. Um, so I guess that's all I want to say. Quick update, but in terms of the ministry, so at this point, I do have a space where I can do. Um, I can start doing grief and loss support group, um, and a PTSD support group. Um, and so I will be. I try not to work over the weekend because I have to do house stuff. Um, so sometime next week, I'm gonna try and look around and see, you know, maybe see if I can find the events and other things. I'm sure if I look around the hospital and other places, yes, I might find like community bulletin. And when I know there's a community bulletin, but you know, try and schedule those. You know, at times there isn't anything else scheduled, and maybe one morning or weekend or something just for flexibility. Um, so right now, I don't have to worry about the space for that. I said if the groups get larger, but I may just control the size of the groups because grief and loss can sometimes people, you know, just get angry. They get angry, and there's really essentially nothing wrong with that because it's a normal response. However, it is difficult sometimes because there are people who will be affected negatively by that. And it's not anybody's fault, but you know, I I do try and control for that. So maybe smaller groups right now. And it's just me. So basically I'm hoping that someone who's in the group at some point feels comfortable to, just take it over, depending. But that's further on down there. I don't have to worry about space. So I mentioned that. Um, so that's right now kind of where that's heading. And I get a little bit more and more stuff out on different platforms, but I'm not in a big rush. So, I don't need $20,000, contract with some kind of marketing company. Okay. It's just, no, silly. I won't take loans. I mean, that's not even appropriate. for right for some of it. So yeah, eventually things will start picking up. I have a lot of experience with animal rescue, and I've been doing it on my own for years. But I ran out of resources to be able to do it the way I was doing it. So I've adjusted a little, and I don't have as much strength and energy as I used to, but I kind of still know what I'm doing. And there are ways to at least try and help some people and some animals, not end up at a kill shelter, right? So if they're rehabable, then I try to be one of those helping hands for whatever kind of animal. But more specifically, in terms of trying to keep people who might have just an emergency, there wouldn't be like a federal state there wouldn't be. I mean, even some churches really don't, the pets not the biggest, but for some people it's like that's their either livelihood or that's their, you know what I'm saying, or you know trying to make sure that pets and people can stay together. And so it can be difficult, but a little extra helping hands here and there can, you know, and whatever you get one catch and release or however. So getting some funding for certain emergencies that's liquid is the most important thing to me. So, but I can't put my health second. And unfortunately, there are people who just don't quite understand that. So, but it's why I need volunteers. Technically, I should have a board. Well, in Maryland, the size that my charitable organization is, 3 people is fine. I mean, that's like good to go and be members. So I have to ask that it's done, you know, at first just volunteer, but it's not really a huge time commitment. And I am going to say some things out loud about certain places because it's important that some people understand. No, you're actually breaking laws. You understand? Right. I mean, yes. I mean, you can go. Right. Okay. So I may be autistic. Most people forget because they didn't know in the first place. Right. But that's why I was a little weird and quirky. And, you know, I had one parent just couldn't accept me. Couldn't accept it. Couldn't accept that I was not like other kids. And I'm not angry with her. When anybody who hears this and wants to like be angry will get the hell away from me because it's none of your business. Okay? I knew that my parents had problems from the time I was a little kid. It's a human thing. And, you know, mostly she didn't understand. You get what I'm saying? So that was mostly why, you know, I don't need to forgive her. Nothing to forgive. I mean, at a certain point, it became understandable to me. And, right, except for the times when I needed extra help and resources. And so I have these situations where, like, it seems like I felt way behind. I probably did. But there's things I know that are worth pursuing and things I know that are not. So eventually, right, I am not behind. I'm ahead, way ahead. So when I'm way ahead, I know to stop and wait. Right. So I am now an Elton resident, and I don't plan on changing that. So that also gives me some peace of mind because I'm so freaking tired of moving. I don't think I can. Well, that's part of the reason why I wanted to commit suicide. I don't find that particularly funny and had nothing to do with being stubborn. That do is I just don't have it in me. Right. So, but Cecil County is fine because, I've known for a while that I might want to just go to Cecil County because it's closer, a little closer to the ocean. Trying to start dropping little hints and whispers and seeds, nuggets of hockey thoughts into some people having to do with Cecil County. Number one, Cecil County is very solar panel friendly and also water catch friendly. Okay, so you don't necessarily need total tap water. Okay, but you do need it filtered to make ice. That's right. This is me we're talking about. Well, there's no ice rink in Cecil County. Right. So that would be something that would probably be a good idea for extra recreational thoughts. Um, anyway, I keep my eyes out for things like that. The places that might come available. I mean, I kind of know what would be necessary, but solar panels definitely help. It costs a lot to keep that frozen. Um, but reclaimed water catches and things like that are allowed. And so, water usage, yes, you can use recycled water, especially if you have proper drainage where your Zamboni empties. So it can, cost effectively be done. And but anyway, it's always something on my mind. But I did just get to the point. It's like screw this. I'm just gonna try it. I could not once try and get anybody's cooperation. I've been laughed at out loud, and I don't care. It's so like whatever. It's especially in the summertime. Okay, right? It might be costing you, but it's gonna cost less if you have solar panels. And yeah, where you gonna get some nice solar banking. Okay, but also it's there's gonna be so much. I mean, you're not gonna run out of energy. I'll put it to you that way. I mean, you can make that refrigerator temp easy and not really, right, be sucking too much power because it's just gonna be there. So anyway, um, so anybody, yeah, ice rink in Cecil County. Yeah, summertime is gonna pay off, but also if you can try and find a place to put it somewhere near a bus route. There's one place that I saw, but it finally sold, and it's something else now. But um, I don't know. I just always think about that kind of stuff. Um, so like my health just has to come first, and I really need a couple of volunteers. I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of like push that locally, where I can maybe just have like free, so church bulletins. Yeah. Although I found a few fake churches in Elkton. Believe that? No shit. Because I tried to write letters to the local. Well, I had somebody help me, did not do so well, but they still went out. And I kept getting, does not exist, return to sender. Yep. Then they were mostly from, I sent letters to local dentists and local churches, Christian denominations. And there were some fake fucking churches. Two that I know. Yep. That's not good. Okay. But there was also a lot of information online that hadn't been updated in like 10 years. Some of these dentists have been dead for like 10 years more. So, I mean, that gets confusing for people too. And that's an issue. But, slowly but surely, my goal was basically just to try and press finding a little bit of voluntary assistance and 2 board members. I mean, that's just going to be the push. It will get to the point, though, where, I mean, too many people give me too much shit. Don't want to give a crap. Don't want to participate in something that's beneficial for everybody. Fine. You can easily dissolve it. But for now, I will renew for another year everything. The state of Maryland has a new the Secretary of State Church. I don't one of them. Yeah, has a new one-stop something, and so charitable organizations will have a more modernized way, apparently. So for now, though, I know how to renew, and it's not a cost for the state because under a certain amount of money, and I didn't have to report anything officially to the IRS um, this year because it was under a certain amount of money. I didn't have anything to. I don't have enough to report, so that makes it simple for me. Okay, but I know it's not going to be able to stay that way, which is why interested people have a little time. So I'll be putting maybe through the library and a few other places where I can find, you know, they go locally and around and whatever to see if I can get just a little bit of extra help here and there. Donations like money or time or used candles, any old candle containers. Um, so that all helps. But it's going to be slow going if it's just me. And because of sporadic health issues, I do have a situation where there is one situation in which my heart could be affected and put me in immediate life-threatening danger, and that is, you know, something that I have to spend more time tracking than the average human being. So, and I have to be more careful about everything, basically. So, you people aren't allowed to freaking rush me. I need to be able to build habits, and that's something that, like, what the hell? Don't you know that? What people claiming to be psychological professionals, like, do you not know that? Well, I question your qualifications. Right. One's got an agenda, wants to push. Okay, well, you got to go see the. No, I don't. Okay, I can understand if I have to, go see a doc because I need to read it right. That's fine. But no, I don't. No, I don't. Okay, it isn't for the doctors to do. It isn't for the government to do. It isn't for, you know, people who don't even have college degrees to do. Okay. I mean, just insulting me consistently will end up putting you in jail. That's the truth. It's a fact. Um, but the care for elderly, baby boomers, people, we all just gotta freaking try. Take a deep breath every day. Okay? Um, so I can start during grief and loss right away. Just support groups, basic structure, kind of ebb and flow according to how some are doing. But I prefer to keep them small because it just it seems a bit more effective to me. Um, and I can do. I'm allowed in the state of Maryland to do spiritual healing. Okay, but you do have to understand, it's like tithe. It's like a, you know, get. I'm not saying give me $500. I'm saying give me something, and if you can't, maybe you can volunteer. You know, right? Um, or trade or donate. Like anybody's got a bunch of junk jewelry or right collected school or work. Okay, because it goes to reduce the cost of, well, my therapy, but also 10% of it across the board of every sale goes directly into the Creasesinger fund, which at this moment is just one, but because of the way that Giveify works, I could break it up into certain things if you wanted to choose. And for now, it's just all general, but that's where it goes, and that's what it's for, and it's tracked. And um, I mean, somebody really does need to just kind of get involved and help me out because be helping out other people. And I'm not trying to recruit anybody for anything. Okay. So, but it's a good experience too. So, you know, I'll just keep putting it around local. But also, anybody wants to volunteer, not local, but you have a computer and you have a few skills or something, I could use help. Then circuit the ministry. And I will just keep going until pretty much it happens. But I can't push. And I should not ever be told to challenge myself. Okay? And I don't need extra challenges because I got plenty. And for people who are in a big freaking hurry, well, okay, fine. Okay? So it's not really a good idea for celebrities to, you know, try and point out an individual, then like not really give a shit. Don't be one of those, okay? Because one of you motherfuckers or your friends or whatever ruined my damn life. Altogether ruined. Why? So, yes, there is a legal situation that has to do with the estate of Fritz H. Luth. He's deceased. Um, I certainly don't want any military family. No, not there. Okay? Some unethical horse shit. I'm sure. Right. There are boards that will agree with me. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that one has to be done. Um, and there's just enough. I got enough just going back and forth to doctor for malpractice, but I'm trying like hell not to do that. So dating online has been a horrific experience. So I'm done with that. Okay. I get it. I'm fat. You don't like my style. You're not down with my lifestyle. Whatever you think my fucking lifestyle is, clearly mention like you live nowhere near me. Right. I'm not moving. I can't. Okay. I can't keep and more different doctors and people at Sunrise don't stand a fucking chance if someone doesn't fucking help me help them. And there's a lot of bullshit on the street that has nothing to do with reality at all. Right? Some of them street doctors think they okay. So I would say honestly that I go to see a doctor who's been at it for a while, whatever. If they're not that friendly sometimes, it's like, hey, right, just okay, well, we need to do, okay, right, okay, I'll do that and be back after, whatever. Okay, I don't always take that personally, okay? I mean, they try and be quick and efficient, some of them, but some of them say the world's stupidest stuff. It's just like, oh shit, man. That's not at all the case. But whatever, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. No problem. I'll be back. Right. But my health care doesn't seem to really matter too much of anything. Somebody needs to change my mind about that. Okay, the people who are dealing with certain things cannot, that don't even have a degree that, or I don't know, but I can tell you there are people who are not medical doctors walking around giving people medical doctor advice. And it happens a whole lot around sunrise. I'm going to listen to the doctor who's been at it for like 10 whatever years. And I'm not going to listen to your bully mouths. Get it? I don't care if they're nice or not. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, exactly. Whatever. It's nice that they're nice, but they can't always do that. And I'm not worried about it. Right. But I'm certainly not running around drug seeking behavior because I don't even like drugs, medication. I suffered for 2 freaking years before I agreed to take Prevacid because I tried all those other things. Right. That, you know. And so this is an issue for a lot of people who are like me. Just, what do you want? You want me to do nothing? You want me to do something? Unfortunately, it isn't as simple. Need way more ride coverage. Uber and taxis are gonna, gouge everybody they possibly can, especially anybody they think is on disability, because there's some shisties operating. See what I'm trying to say? Bilking grandmas. I don't have to tolerate that in my United States of America. Okay. And at the very least, it's like, well, if one of you was operating in Elton, like, well, you're not gonna like me very much. You understand? Right. There's no good being done for most of certain people that I've been around. Okay. They're just getting stuck in places and then they're gonna get stuck in more, and it's just not. But there is a proven way, clinically speaking. Why do these individuals not know that? Okay. I understand money, resources. I get it. Trust me. I know how to work efficiently. I know how to maybe not spend any extra money. But you people are not permitted to put that kind of stress on me. And you're not, nobody's permitted to just say, oh, it's just depressed. And like, I got x-rays to prove I've been injured. I got medical results. I got stuff. That can't be disputed. Okay? The mental health professionals need to understand this. Yeah. Well, it works both ways, okay? Some of it could be medical situation. Okay, somebody could have a tumor and you're treating them for, you know, something that's not a tumor. And no one in the United States is allowed to tell me or any One, that the Bible makes people crazy, and try and tell people of faith that they shouldn't read the Bible, mental health professionals. You may not proceed in such a manner. If I got to go all the way, trust me, I'm just getting more and more bitchy and pissy getting there. Mental health professionals, you do not have permission to make such a statement. You do not have permission to tell people who are paying for services that they may not read the Bible. Okay? I'm not going to listen to somebody that has a sociology degree that just came out and of college and has 4 years work experience as compared to everything that I know as a ridiculously well-rounded, well-studied human individual. Human body fascinates me. Okay? I nerd out on all of it. I'm not some kind of street fucking urchin. And there are some things that absolutely are incorrect. Okay? That will be made. That statement will be made. And there will be more and more who will be interested. Okay? I always ask for prayer for Elton because it is just insane, the stupidity that keeps getting tossed around. It's like none of it is sound thinking at all. None of it. Someone said to me, my peers, just like, well, the autistics, sure. But they don't know. We're all different too. Medications, there's billions of dollars of lawsuits already. Some of these medications have already been tested and shown in courts of law to, inhibit certain systems that are natural to avoid addiction. So, why are people in certain places trying to say anything? You you have to know what the possible effects are of medications on people. Okay? So no, qualifications are required. Okay? If you work for an organization, even a church, if you give legal advice, that is irresponsible. Okay? I'm not trying to give anybody legal advice. What I'm trying to do is make sure that the quality of my life is at least tolerable to me. That's my decision and my decision alone. It has nothing to do with these people who are getting paid to bully people. If I'm in some kind of like, oops, If there was an oopsie and I'm in some kind of freaking oopsie situation, we'll fix the oopsie. This whole world needs to. No, we're not through it yet. And anybody who pushes that too hard will probably have an issue. But I do suggest just it is sound mental health for all humans to, right? You don't need a guru. You don't need to do a lot of things, but you do need to know across the board, everybody. Okay? You know, I understand frustration. And when I was younger, I had a harder time with it. Okay? But as I got older, it's just, well, crap. Like, crap. Okay, I need tools. I got all situated. Right? So I'm going to be a bit of a loudmouth, but it's only because communication needs to be more. You can't just rely on the effing internet. Okay? Some people need to see it in front of their face. Some people need to be told, you need to. There are people who are deathly afraid of the internet. It's not the solution to everything. Okay? So these things need to be looked at. That's why I pray. But no, I'm not a fucking idiot. And no, it's not like, shut it down. It's there's people here who shouldn't be here. Sunrise can do nothing for them except for take their money. So, of course, I thought of that. And I reached out to some people. Yep. And I prayed and I put, well, obviously they're going to need a place to go. Okay? There are people who don't know the difference between, Section 8 and HUD and they get confused and they start telling other people, well, no, this is what you do and this is how you do it. See what I'm saying? So nobody should assume that anybody knows anything. That's not how to get things done. Okay? That's not. I just freaking take some pain if I have to. But the fact that I cannot have pain meds is not my fault. And I go to doctors and I get checked, and I don't overtake my meds, and I don't do anything with them, and I'm not selling them on the street. But yet, I'm probably going to have to wait another freaking month before I get any pain relief. So, pain and suffering, there's no way you can disprove it. Right? Because there's reasons why I would be in pain. Yeah. And I need water. I need to be around water. That's just it. I've known this since I was a child. So any place that I've ever lived, I usually try to live near water. If it's something, a creek, a pond, I don't even care, right? And I've known for quite some time that the only real exercise physically that would be suitable for me to burn calories and would be swimming. So I know what I need. I know what I like. I know how to make my life tolerable no matter what. Not having animals in my house, it's a shitbag situation. I don't care, dog, cat, bird. Right? So, you know, I do this for a lot of different reasons. I have to remember to speak up. Yeah. And it's funny, I was laughing at myself this morning. I'm starting to sound a little bit like, um, what's his name? Christopher Walken. It's hysterical. Well, my voice is not doing well. It's just permanently hoarse. I mean, that's it. The end. So I've just gotten used to it. Um, I have to schedule procedures, and I don't even know, but I don't. Some things people just should really not do on the internet. Also, there are a lot of people thinking, "Hey, I cleared my cache." Well, some people say cache, but the word is cache because there's an accent on the e. Um, then you think that you've just gotten rid of some, you know, things that particularly law enforcement can't find. Well, I guess it's a good thing that a lot of people think that way. It makes it easier. Right. That's not the case. Everybody, some of you are not internet gurus at all. And you do have to understand there are legalities. There are, they are solid. Okay. It's humans who use the internet. Okay. It's humans who program the things, use the bots. The reason I don't like the bots is because a lot of them don't even have the right answers to questions, just general shit. And then it's just like, well, then you'll get to talk to a person in 14 days. Like, so you really don't give a shit. You're just humoring me now. People see these perspectives, you understand? And they may not be the intention. It doesn't matter how you send, it's how they receive. As far as the Holy Church is concerned, I'm just going to say this one thing. No, it's got nothing to do with my own interpretation of Scripture. Okay? It's got everything to do with what he means by it. And they mean by, it's not your interpretation. It's got nothing to do with my interpretation. Also, I do not marry people together, but it's not because of anything. If two humans are standing in front of me, I'm fine. But I wouldn't do it anyway without doing some, pre-marriage counseling so that you talk about the things that, can break up marriages later on. Do you want to get kids? Who's gonna do this? And how are you feeling about that? And blah, blah. That's the only responsible way to get married. Okay? It is people asking, are you right? You get what I'm saying? You need to have these things in mind. Okay? So I wouldn't anyway. But I do so many other things, it's not my thing. Okay? I just don't. There are too many other spiritual situations. So there's all kinds of people who will marry people together. So don't need me to do it. But to be honest, I would marry together a woman and a woman, provided that the woman and the woman didn't just meet each other 5 days before. And you know what I'm saying? Or the man and the man, right? I mean, I will try to tell you, well, if you're doing it for just carnal reasons, like, well, go take some friggin' cold showers and decide some stuff. Don't, yeah, jeez. Right. Well, I know, and shotgun weddings and all that kind of stuff. But that's why as a minister, I don't do that. It's just, I just don't have time. And I honestly believe there's so many friggin' divorces these days. It's like, well, I don't think anybody's taking marriage seriously. I know that's not true. It's just hard to tell. And I take it seriously. It's not some, right. Anyway, uh, there is a reason for pre-marriage counseling. Can save heartache and divorce later on. Yep. And there are some who think, oh, my love is enough. A lot of times that doesn't work out either. So I'm the more responsible type anyway. Even though I have the power to marry people together, I simply don't do it just because there's just so much else to do. And I probably wouldn't even take money for it really, but I would be sure that they were things that discussed, that, not just jumping with your groins, you know what I mean? Right. But I gotta stop touching my face. I noticed I do these things. Um, so it's a good idea, pets. If no one ever sees this, still, it's got a purpose. Like I said, anybody who knows me or sees me or finds this or internet friendly, just let me know how you're doing. I can't like check in on every single. I can't be online on 16 different, um, platforms. You understand? And I don't want to be. So volunteers, money, Giveify. There's an Amazon wish list for God Cares Ministries Limited. Some of those things I really need. I mean, I almost had to just shut everything down because I didn't have ink, printer ink. I bought printer ink, and it just so turned out that these were refurbished, and most of the time the refurbished were fine. But it just turned out that the one black ink that I happened to get this last time around um, had a crack in it, and it was totally dried out. So I got orders and things coming in, and I need to print. I didn't even have a way to do it. So I had to pay extra to overnight, Prime overnight ink. Yeah, it was $11 extra. That's not helping, is it? Right. So something as simple as you know, a big box full of, what is this? HP 63 XL if possible. And it doesn't have to be breakneck, right? Can like save me money and time. So that's why I also put some things that on the wish list. And if you want to know what I'm going to use it for, I will tell you. Some of it is for photography props because I have a good light situation in one of the corners of my kitchen. And I have a way to simulate some sunlight. And so taking pictures for Etsy, um, I little things just for sale. Um, and I've been an amateur photographer since I was a little kid too. So I know how to frame and how to do the light. These days, I don't need anything spectacular. Right, the government phone pretty much can handle the job. So um, you can ask what I'm going to use it for. Even I'll tell you, and it does have something to do with ministry because that was the only consistent way to get even chunk change in there. But I give up. Okay, it's not my money. What I'm saying is, it's already like it doesn't count as my income because it just automatically goes there. So it's not me donating it. You understand? Yes, it's the people who buy from Etsy was the donator. So you're tax deductible. That's a tax deductible purchase. Etsy. And some people could use this, whatever. Every little bit counts, I guess, if you're not doing standard deduction. So I'm just going to kind of try to get as much done as I can. Um, the weekend is kind of my time, but I never really get time because constant cleaning. I haven't even been able to do some things because I can't really get up on a step stool. Sometimes it's just not a good idea. So I could use some help. This is a way for people who, it's like you get put an opportunity out for people who want to get involved in something instead of, just saying, well, someone else can do it. Okay. And instead of just writing things on certain platforms, if you got free time, I could use some help. And you understand, you'd be helping me. Like you're helping someone who has actually just got, yeah, some serious health conditions that I have to be mindful of all the time. And physical therapy and things like that. But you're also helping to establish a fund that will build and can be, it can be used emergency if there's emergency money. You understand? Like, I need help getting it to the point where there's actually money for the emergency. And so, what I'm going to say is one donor, $1,000. That's it. And it goes right into the ministry once a month or 100 or 1,000, whatever. That's all I need. So I'm sure that there's somebody who can afford an extra grand a month. It's tax deductible. Okay. And that would stabilize even no matter what happens to the economy. That gives me economy buffer. And I need that. The ministry needs that. There's a few things like ink and other things, but for the most part, you know, it's, it's covered pretty well. Just a little more that I don't have the capacity to make or right. So it's, I mean, it's not going to be my money going in, but it goes right in. Doesn't even touch any of my person, nothing. So the sooner that can get some money in, the sooner there'll be something available for emergency that wouldn't otherwise be covered somewhere, or it might be covered, but right, you got to fill out paperwork and you got to wait, and it may not last that. So I'm talking about instantaneous, like, okay, well, the process to do this through, right, this will take this long. So then also, just so you know, if there's veterinary care or something like that necessary, the Creasesinger fund will pay the vet. Okay? Right. Not the person. So if you really truly are serious, then the fund will pay the vet. If it's there's no other way to, it's like if an animal doesn't need to, yeah, I mean, if there's a way and it seems good in it, then yes. But that is also a way to filter for, yeah, people who might be trying to get money for something else instead of the vets. So there are, yes, ways for secure and to just automatic. It's the vets can be the one that gets paid, or if there's something that uh, might need to go to PetSmart, or I can find some online deals sometimes if it's just like an issue of just need to get through, because COVID's put all of us in weird places. You know what I'm saying, in terms of what we were used to having and what we don't want, and how quick things can go. So, but also for people who have a serious dental emergency and they've tried everything they know how to try, and they're on certain lists for donated dental, and it's just like, well, they're not going to be able to do this, then the fund will pay the dentist or the oral surgeon. Okay, that is a way this has been set up in order to filter for people who might be trying to get money for something that isn't what they're saying. Okay, it's not possible. This fund is not set up that way. So there's peace of mind for everybody, right? That there a fraudulent situation can't happen that way. So that's part of what I did. And I say I right now, but it's us, it's we. It's just, well, I'm talking about people, human. We, yes. I need to be sure sooner rather than later that there's going to be somebody who would know and have enough and know enough to take over as executive director. Hopefully, just right. So I don't want to be the treasurer. The money bugs me. Okay, it's just true. I mean, sure, people need it. It's useful. It's just it bugs me. It bugs me that people fight over stupid money crap, and people. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't. It bugs me. So I'm not the biggest fan of money, but I need to apparently attract it. But I don't care, right? It's not necessarily for me as much as it is to have, right, a long standing, okay, charitable fund. And so as things come up, right? So there may be a tornado comes rolling down Main Street. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. So immediate, may not get there for a couple few days, right? And people might need just a little extra cab, something. You know what I'm saying? And so, right, that then immediate. I could easily just simple put another fund in and get that out to various places. So there's already a relief fund. It, that's what it's meant for. So it's there. Something happens, then yep, immediate. I can that 2 minutes after the tornado rolled through, hoping it didn't get me easily, right? Like that. I can just go online and have a up and running charitable proper standing charity that has immediately now just create a fund that's meant for whatever that's not going to be covered that needs immediate, you understand, that may get covered insurance, but so that's just extra padding, okay? But it does make it a lot quicker response if there's already a 501c3 that is established. See what I'm getting at? Right. I mean, emergency happens. Who's got time? Red Cross can't do everything. That's what I'm saying. So it's always just good to have. That's the purpose of it. Okay. But I need, financial support myself. So the goal really is to, at the very least, get it to the point where I can take a small salary. Okay. Because I know that my work hours are dependent on my health. And so if I'm not getting any help from anybody, well, I don't know what anybody might expect other than shit. I could be in the hospital for 4 days. Yeah, not the mental ward, okay? I already knew what my diagnosis was. I don't, right? I've known I have post traumatic stress for years. And I've developed coping skills, which can be helpful. Mm-hmm. So I hope everybody is trying their best. Okay, people are like stuck in the house all the time. Like nice visits every so often that they might not expect. That's nice. Some of them will grump. Yeah, they'll get grumpy. I won't grump. I don't grump. So, but it's hard when you are an individual that has to be, constantly aware of health situations. And so it's another reason that I'm not going to move because I really do need to be close to the labs and close to the doctors that I do have. And God help me, I can't keep getting used to new doctors. And um, if I'm struggling with it, then the autistics are fucking have no damn chance at all. So those who are big time autistic advocates need to hear me say that. So for their sake alone, and some of them there's favoritism, and some are told that they have to do this, and this. Like all the rules are different for everything. I don't know, but it just isn't looking good. It isn't. So remember, everybody, and if you feel like you're gonna spout off, like try to be like, I'm gonna vent. Yeah, like I'm gonna vent. So someone knows, okay, brace, wall up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's something else that we can do for each other. So people know it's not personal or it's just need, like, it's gonna come out anyway. So I appreciate a lot of places that I go, just not necessarily thrilled with Christianity care. I'm gonna find out why. Like, right, there's primary care. Like, you have to go to the ER. I go to the ER, right? Like, why are you here? Pain, huge. Ah, right. So you want me to die? Man, you want to hurt me? Or you don't want to understand? I don't fucking know. It's like, no, I'm not okay. My mobility's, yes. Like, I'm less than 50% doing regular basic things. Some people want to, just take time off and sit around on a couch, and maybe they like it. It's fun. Just do nothing all day. That's like sheer hell for me. So I don't really have much else to say. So there's some people don't know. You can't read me, and no, you don't know what I'm thinking. And no, that isn't the case at all. Okay, there needs to be better gap coverage. So people need to try to learn quick coping mechanisms to, I'm not saying swallow it down, I'm saying dissipate it. Okay? It's possible. Anyway, take care.